The solar system you were shown in school was a lie of omission. 9 neat circles, a few labels, all of it very calm and very tidy. The real thing is nothing like that. It is a gallery of horrors and impossibilities, and most of it sits within reach of our own spacecraft. Tonight, 7 of the strangest things hiding in our own backyard. These are not far-off exoplanets hundreds of light years away. They are our neighbors, worlds where it rains acid, moons that erupt without pause, planets where it rains solid diamonds. Some of them we have flown past and photographed up close. We begin on a small moon of Jupiter that is, quite literally, on fire. Io is the most volcanically violent place in the entire solar system. Not Earth, not Mars, not anywhere else we have ever seen. This one small moon of Jupiter, painted in sickly yellows and oranges by the sulfur that coats every inch of its surface. It is covered in hundreds of active volcanoes. Some of them throw fountains of lava dozens of miles straight up into space. Across its surface lie lakes of glowing molten rock, churning and bubbling in the cold and the dark, and they never go quiet. What keeps Io burning is Jupiter itself. The giant planet's immense gravity squeezes and flexes the little moon as it orbits, kneading it like dough and heating its insides until the rock turns molten. Io is not erupting by chance. It is a world being tortured into eruption. Now turn around and go inward, toward the planet we like to call Earth's twin. It is almost exactly the same size as our world, made of the same kind of rock. It is also, by a wide margin, the closest thing to hell that we have ever found. The surface of Venus is hot enough to melt lead. The temperature sits around 460 degrees, day and night, everywhere on the planet. It is actually hotter than Mercury, the planet closest to the Sun, even though Venus orbits much farther away. The air there is so thick and heavy it would crush you the way the deep ocean would, almost 100 times the pressure we feel on Earth. And high in that sky, the clouds are not made of water. They are made of sulfuric acid, a poisoned, burning, crushing world right next door. Travel all the way out to the cold blue giants, Neptune and Uranus, and the weather turns into something out of a fairy tale. Deep inside their atmospheres, far below the clouds, scientists believe it rains diamonds. Down in those depths, the pressure becomes so crushing and the heat so intense that carbon is squeezed and compressed until it hardens, forming countless tiny solid diamonds straight out of the gas itself. And then those diamonds fall. They sink slowly, drifting down through thousands of miles of dense, dark atmosphere toward the planet's core. Somewhere far below, there may be entire hidden layers of diamond, oceans of it, that no eye will ever see. Not everything out here is fire and heat. One of Saturn's smaller moons is locked head to toe in ice, and yet it is doing something absolutely extraordinary, something we never expected to find so far from the Sun. From a series of long cracks at its south pole, the moon Enceladus blasts towering geysers of frozen water hundreds of miles up into space. They erupt with such force that the ice escapes the moon entirely and drifts off to form a faint ring around Saturn. The reason is that beneath its frozen shell lies a hidden ocean, a global sea of liquid saltwater kept warm in the dark, and in the spray of those geysers, we have found the basic chemistry of life. It may be the single best place to search for life beyond the Earth. Out at the frozen edge of the solar system, far beyond Neptune, in the cold and the black, there is a small world shaped like an egg. It is called Haumea, and it spins faster than almost anything its size, completing a full rotation once every 4 hours. That violent spin has physically stretched the entire dwarf planet, pulling it out of round into a long, elongated shape. If it turned very much faster, the spin would overcome its own gravity, and the whole world would simply fly apart. And yet, somehow, this tumbling icy egg holds a thin, faint ring around its middle, and 2 small moons that circle it out in the dark. Saturn is famous for its rings, but it hides something far stranger. At its north pole, capping the entire top of the planet, sits a single storm shaped like a perfect, 6-sided hexagon. It is wide enough to swallow several Earths whole, and it has held that clean geometric shape for as long as we have been able to watch it. Decades have passed, and the 6 straight sides have never once broken. Inside it, winds tear around at hundreds of miles an hour, circling a calm dark eye at the very center. No other planet in the solar system has anything remotely like it, and we still cannot fully explain why a raging storm would choose to hold the shape of a hexagon. And we end with a visitor. In the year 2017, our telescopes caught something passing through the solar system that had not come from here at all. It was the first object ever confirmed to have arrived from around another star entirely. It was long and thin, and a deep, burnt red, tumbling slowly end over end as it moved. It swung in close around the sun, whipped around, and started to leave. And then it did something a dead rock should not do. It sped up. It accelerated on its way out, as if something were gently pushing it, and yet it had no comet tail, no gas, no dust, nothing we could see to explain the force. By the time we understood what we were looking at, it was already gone, back into the dark between the stars. We will never get a second look. Volcanic moons and acid worlds, planets that rain diamonds, a sea hidden beneath the ice, an egg spinning on the edge of destruction, and a visitor that broke the rules and vanished. And remember, this is only the small handful of worlds close enough for our machines to actually reach. The solar system is not the tidy diagram you were handed in school. It is a haunted house, and we have barely opened the first few doors. Every probe we send back makes it stranger, not simpler. For every question we answer, the worlds next door hand us 3 more.